Christian dating can feel awkward, confusing, and even frustrating, but does it have to be? Many singles struggle with overthinking, mixed signals, and the pressure to date the right way. But here's the truth. Godly dating isn't meant to be weird or complicated. The real challenge isn't faith, it's the mindset we bring into relationships. In this video, we'll uncover why Christian dating feels awkward, expose the biggest mistakes believers make, and give you practical, biblical steps to navigate relationships with confidence. If you've ever had an uncomfortable first date, struggled with uncertainty, or wondered if you're doing it right, keep watching. This is for you. Welcome to Kingdom Marriage and Love Hub. If you're a Christian single seeking a godly relationship or a married couple wanting to strengthen your bond, you're in the right place. Many believers feel pressure to say the right things, avoid mistakes, and live up to expectations that make dating feel unnatural. But what if you could approach relationships with peace and clarity instead of fear and doubt? Today, we'll explore why dating as a Christian sometimes feels uncomfortable, whether it's the fear of disappointing God, cultural pressures, or simply not knowing how to communicate. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap to dating with faith, confidence, and joy. Before we dive in, take a second to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Let's be real, many Christian singles feel pressured to date perfectly. But where does this pressure come from? For some, it's the fear of disappointing God, as if one wrong move in dating could derail his plan. Others struggle with expectations from family, church, or even themselves, feeling like they must get it right the first time. The idea of waiting for a clear divine sign before making a move can leave singles stuck, afraid to take any steps forward. And then there's the sheer awkwardness of dating. What do you say? How do you balance faith and attraction? What if you say the wrong thing? One of the biggest reasons Christian dating feels unnatural is over-spiritualizing relationships. Instead of viewing dating as a way to genuinely connect and build compatibility, some treat it like a divine mission, expecting a clear revelation before even getting to know someone. While prayer and discernment are essential, relationships also require natural interaction, learning about each other, and allowing things to develop at a steady pace. Then there's the fear of rejection. Many Christians worry that if a relationship doesn't work out, it means they've failed spiritually or that they missed the one. But rejection isn't a failure. It's often God's redirection. A no from someone today might be the open door that leads you to the right person tomorrow. Unrealistic expectations also make Christian dating more difficult. Some believe that if a relationship is God-ordained, it will be effortless. No awkward moments, no uncertainty, no challenges. But even the strongest Christian couples will tell you that faith doesn't eliminate the need for communication, effort, and emotional growth. A godly relationship is built, not magically given. That's why 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 reminds us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." If fear and anxiety are leading your dating life, it's time to shift your mindset. Take Sarah, for instance. She was a strong Christian who deeply desired a godly marriage but felt overwhelmed by dating. She constantly worried about saying the wrong thing or misinterpreting God's will. Each date felt more like an interview than an opportunity to connect. One day, she decided to stop focusing on perfection and instead focused on genuine connection. She stopped trying to analyze every little detail and started embracing each conversation with curiosity and openness. The more she relaxed, the easier it became to meet people, and eventually she found someone who truly aligned with her values. So how do you break free from the awkwardness? That's exactly what we'll dive into next. Practical, biblical steps to navigate Christian dating with confidence and peace. Stick around, because these tips might just change the way you approach relationships forever. So, we've talked about why Christian dating can feel awkward. Now let's shift our focus to how you can overcome that awkwardness and approach relationships with confidence, peace, and joy. One of the biggest mistakes Christian singles make is treating every date like a final exam. Instead of allowing a relationship to develop naturally, they overanalyze everything, every word, every action, trying to determine if the person sitting across from them is the one. But here's the truth. Dating is about discovery, not perfection. You're not supposed to know everything about someone in one conversation, one date, or even a few months. The goal of dating is to gradually learn about a person's character, values, and compatibility with you. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 to 6 remind us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." This means you don't have to carry the pressure of figuring everything out immediately. Trust God, use wisdom, and allow relationships to unfold naturally. When you shift from "I need to know if they're my future spouse right now" to "I'm here to learn about this person and see where it goes," you remove unnecessary stress and allow genuine connection to happen. And part of making dating feel less awkward is being yourself instead of feeling like you have to follow a script. Christian dating often feels unnatural because people think they have to prove they are spiritually mature right away. They put on a version of themselves they think a godly person should be, rather than letting their true personality come through. Faith should always be a foundation, but it doesn't have to feel forced. Instead of pressuring yourself to sound holy, focus on having real conversations. Here's an example. Instead of feeling like you have to jump into a deep theological discussion on the first date, let faith naturally be part of your conversation. A simple question like, "What's something God has been teaching you lately?" allows room for spiritual depth without making the conversation feel like a Bible quiz. When conversations flow naturally, dating becomes less awkward and more enjoyable. And when there's ease in communication, it becomes easier to set clear expectations and boundaries in the relationship. A lot of people hesitate to talk about boundaries because they worry it will make dating feel too serious or rigid. But the truth is, boundaries don't limit a relationship. They protect and strengthen it. When both people understand each other's expectations and values, there's less confusion, less guessing, and more trust. And trust is one of the most attractive and necessary qualities in a relationship. 1 Corinthians 6:18 reminds us, "Flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against his own body." God calls us to set boundaries not to make dating harder, but to make it healthier. Boundaries aren't just about physical limits, they also include emotional boundaries. Being mindful of how quickly you open up about personal struggles or deep feelings. Time boundaries, avoiding spending every waking moment together too soon, which can create an unhealthy dependency. Spiritual boundaries, making sure your faith journey remains personal and not entirely dependent on your relationship. When boundaries are clear and respected, the relationship naturally feels safer and more enjoyable. And part of building a strong relationship is avoiding some of the common mistakes that make Christian dating harder than it needs to be. A lot of the awkwardness in Christian dating comes from unrealistic expectations or unnecessary pressure. Many singles struggle with two common pitfalls. Pitfall number 1, rushing into godly courtship too soon. It's easy to assume that as long as someone loves Jesus, they must be a perfect match. Some people jump into serious relationships too quickly, thinking that if both are Christian, that's all that matters. But faith alone isn't enough. You also need strong communication. Can you talk openly and honestly? Shared values and goals? Do you want the same things in life? Emotional compatibility? Do you handle stress, conflict, and life challenges in similar ways? Marriage isn't just about having a Christian spouse. It's about having a lifelong partner who is aligned with you in more ways than just faith. Pitfall number 2, waiting for a supernatural sign instead of using wisdom. Many Christians struggle to take action in dating because they're waiting for God to give them a clear sign. They want a dream, a prophecy, or some divine moment where God tells them exactly who to marry. While God does guide us, He also gives us wisdom, discernment, and common sense. Instead of waiting for a mystical confirmation, focus on practical signs. Does this person reflect Christ-like character? Do they treat others with kindness and respect? Are they responsible, emotionally mature, and spiritually grounded? If the answer to these questions is yes, you don't need to sit around waiting for lightning to strike. Take steps in faith and allow God to lead as you move forward. And that's the key, learning how to date with both faith and wisdom. When you approach dating with the right mindset, authenticity, clear boundaries, and practical wisdom, it stops feeling like an awkward spiritual performance and starts feeling like a natural journey toward discovering the right person. We've talked about why Christian dating feels awkward and how to overcome it. Now, let's take it a step further. How can you make dating fun, meaningful, and enjoyable while still honoring God? Because here's the truth. Dating as a believer should be exciting, not stressful. Too many Christians approach dating with a sense of pressure rather than joy. They feel like every date is an interview for marriage, making it hard to relax and enjoy getting to know someone. But God didn't design relationships to feel like a burden. He created them to be a source of love, growth, and even fun. Here's how to take the stress out of dating and make it a meaningful experience. 1. Plan creative dates that reflect shared values. One reason dating feels dull or awkward is because people stick to the same old routines, dinner at a restaurant, coffee meetups, or deep theological discussions that feel more like Bible study than a date. While there's nothing wrong with these, dating should also be about shared experiences and creating joyful moments together. Instead of only focusing on serious conversations, try dates that reflect your values and allow your personalities to shine. Some ideas include serving together, volunteering at a shelter, helping at a church event, or organizing a community outreach can help you connect on a deeper level. Outdoor adventures, a simple hike, a picnic, or a scenic walk allows for meaningful conversation in a relaxed setting. Creative activities. Try painting, cooking a meal together, or visiting a local museum to experience something new as a couple. Game nights with friends. This helps you see each other's personality in a group setting and removes some of the pressure of one-on-one dates. By choosing dates that are interactive and engaging, you create opportunities to connect naturally rather than feeling like you need to force deep discussions all the time. 2. Surround yourself with godly counsel. Dating should never happen in isolation. When emotions get involved, it's easy to overlook red flags or rush into a relationship without wisdom. That's why surrounding yourself with trusted, godly counsel is so important. Proverbs 11:14 says, "Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety." This means stay connected to your faith community. Having mentors, pastors, or married couples you trust can help guide you through your dating journey. Seek advice from those who know you well. Sometimes friends and family can see things you might miss when emotions are high. Be open to accountability. A strong support system will encourage you when things are going well and challenge you if you're heading in the wrong direction. The goal isn't to have people control your relationship, but to have wise voices that help you navigate dating with clarity and discernment. 3. Pray for wisdom, but don't overcomplicate things. Yes, prayer is essential in Christian dating. You should seek God's guidance, ask for wisdom, and invite Him into your relationship decisions. But one mistake many Christians make is overcomplicating the process. Instead of moving forward with confidence, they hesitate, overthink, and wait for a supernatural sign before taking any steps. Here's the truth. While God can give you peace and direction, He also gives you wisdom, free will, and the ability to make choices. Rather than waiting for a perfect sign, focus on these practical questions. Does this person align with my faith and values? Do we enjoy each other's company and communicate well? Are we growing together in a healthy way? If the answer is yes, move forward in faith. Keep God at the center, but also allow yourself to enjoy the process. When dating is approached with joy, wisdom, and godly perspective, it stops feeling stressful and starts feeling like what it was meant to be. A journey of discovery, connection, and growth. Let's pause for a second. What do you think? Should Christian dating always lead to marriage? Or is it okay to date for personal growth and discovery? Some believe every relationship must be intentional and marriage-focused, while others think dating can also be a way to learn about yourself and others. What's your take? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We've covered a lot, but now it's your turn. Have you ever had an awkward Christian dating experience, maybe a date that felt like a sermon, a moment of miscommunication, or even an encounter that left you confused? We'd love to hear your story. Share in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else navigate their journey. Christian dating doesn't have to be awkward. When you approach it with wisdom, authenticity, and faith, it becomes a beautiful journey of growth and connection. The key is to trust God, be yourself, and enjoy the process without pressure. If this video helped you, hit the like button and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more Christian dating and marriage wisdom. We drop new videos every week to help you navigate relationships God's way. See you in the next one. See.